So in this question we need to be able to understand what ASCII is, what it's used for, and some of the possible limitations of it. So there are 4 marks available, so you should be writing 4 points, possibly 5 just to be safe. So first of all, ASCII stands for American Standard Code for Information Interchange. There's not actually a mark for that, but let's go through and work out what ASCII actually does. So I've searched for ASCII online and come up with a website of an ASCII table. It's American, so it's invented by some Americans, and standard means that it's like a standard way of doing things, like you have a standard way of dressing, which is your school uniform. It's a set of codes, because each character, if you look down here, you can see what the number is used to represent each character. So the lowercase t, the code for that is 116, whereas capital U is, if we look, capital U is 85 in decimal. So American Standard Code for information interchange. Information can be anything that you can describe with these numbers or letters, so you can write stuff and send stuff across the internet using these characters. Interchange means sending stuff, so stuff going from one place to another. So the American way of getting text across the internet basically is what ASCII means. So it's essentially just a series of numbers that means lots of different letters or symbols. So the reason it's laid out like this, if we look at each symbol in hexadecimal, then we've got 2 nibbles. So it's actually 7-bit rather than 8-bit. So that means that we can have a maximum of 128, because that's 2 to the power 7. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, 7 times, which is 128. So the first nibble here, if we have a look at V, that's this one, the first nibble is 7 in hex, and the next nibble is 6. So 76 as hexadecimal is the character V. So we've got 7 bits of information to be able to store characters. So this can help us when we're thinking of the limitations. So these are the things that the exam board will give us some credit for. First of all, ASCII is a 7-bit character set, so that means we've got 7 bits to play with. So we can only store at most 128 different characters. That will get you 1 mark so far. These characters only include letters from, it's the Latin character set, or the American alphabet, and the Americans don't have any accents or special characters or anything like that, which means that a big limitation is that if you're trying to write something in French that has accents, or in German that has umlauts, or even in British that has the pound symbol, notice on here we've probably got a $sign somewhere. Yeah, here we go, but there's no pound sign. And there's certainly no accents or anything like that, because we've only got 127 characters to play around with. So that's a big limitation. So symbols used in other languages can't be represented. So for your marks, you'd get 1 mark for saying at most 128 different characters. You get 1 mark for 128, 1 mark for saying different characters stored in each of those 128, 1 mark for talking about the American alphabet or English alphabet or Latin alphabet, and 1 for saying that other symbols can't be easily represented.